We've used our framer, we've done our 10,000 nails, and now it's time to do some maintenance of the tool. So the first thing we want to do before we start playing with the tool is make it safe. I'm going to take out our nails. We're going to remove our fuel cell. Disconnect our battery. Now we've made the tool safe. To clean the tool, we need Paslode degreaser. We only recommend our degreaser because it is safe with our tools. Our lubricating oil, specifically designed for impulse tools. Some rags, lint-free. And the Allen key that comes with the tool, 532s. And just a small screwdriver with a plastic or rubber handle.
And just our glasses for any overspray that we might get from the degreaser.
Thank you, Tony. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on my safety glasses. And I'm going to begin by removing the two nose screws up in the front of the tool here.
You'll notice that Chris has just got to crack the screws. Because they might have been done up quite tight over time, you just might need to crack them, and then once you loosen the screws off, you can flip the Allen key over and they'll come out relatively easy. They won't come all the way out, but what you will need to do is loosen them all the way off.
Next, I'm going to undo the 4 cap screws on the back of the cap here.
Chris is just undoing the final bolt on the rear cap here, which will help give him access to the filter in the back of the tool, and he'll show you how to clean that off.
I'm just going to take out the air filter first. There's our grill, put him to the side. There's our air filter at the back of the tool, must be clean at all times.
Just before you clean that, Chris, I'm just going to put my glasses on.
Pull off the air cap. Now I'm going to separate the tool and take the main cylinder housing off the top of the tool. Just gently moving that forward, not to damage the fan blades. I'm going to sit the tool down there.
Just quickly, it is important as you break that cylinder head off that it does come out on an angle. Don't try and move it straight ahead, straight off the actual base of the tool, because you will damage these fan blades and bend them, and your tool won't work at its optimum.
Correct. So I'm going to lay both parts of the tool down now on its side. I'm going to take our air filter. I'm going to give him a clean out with our Paslode degreaser. A little shake. Put our air filter down there to dry. Now I'm going to take the fan or cylinder head part of the tool and give the tool a clean out. After a lot of use, you'll see a lot of carbon build up around this area of the tool and grease. So I'm just going to lie the tool over the bath here and give him a good spray.
You'll see just here is what we call the spark plug. Okay, it's a little black plug that sits in behind the fan. That creates the spark. So if over time you've used the tool quite a bit, that can get quite a bit of carbon buildup, and that can actually start causing some misfiring as well.
Just going to give the tool a wipe down now. Now I'm going to take my Paslode Impulse oil, and I'm just going to place some oil right around the cylinder head. I'm just going to take my finger, rub that oil in, spread it nice and smoothly around, work it into the rings.
You'll see 2 rings here, 2 piston rings. They're split rings. What's important to know is that each split in those rings needs to be 180 degrees opposite each other.
There's the split in that top ring. Now I want to set the back ring 180 degrees from there. So basically I want my back ring gap down here somewhere. It's just over the side here, so I'm just going to gently use my screwdriver. Just gently work that ring round to the bottom.
So every time you take your tool apart to clean the tool, it's really important that you make sure that those rings are 180 degrees apart from each other. Because over time, once you pick the tool up and down and it gets fired a few times, they can adjust to themselves slightly. And the reason that we have the rings, the split rings, 180 degrees opposite each other is just to aid in the compression of the tool and maintain good power.
Okay, so now I'm going to take the main motor of the tool, and the piston is all the way back in its rest position. I'm just going to take my screwdriver and push that piston all the way to the end of its stroke. You'll see the drive pin here, which is attached to the base of the piston, push right to the front of the tool. And now I've opened up my cylinder sleeve. So now I'm going to take my degreaser, put it over my little bath here. I'm going to angle the tool so the degreaser is going to drop back and flow back into the bath. I'm going to give the tool a nice clean out right through the cylinder.
You can be quite liberal with the degreaser spray as well, especially if there is a bit of carbon buildup inside the cylinder there. Don't be shy on just using as much as you'd like.
So we want to give that a nice good clean out. Again, we can take our rag to just remove any heavy build-up of grease that we may have.
We offer a 12-month warranty on the mechanics of our tool and a 5-year warranty on the casing or the plastic moulding around our tools.
Just a visual inspection, nice and clean. Degreaser melts the build-up away very easily. So now we're ready to re-lubricate. We take our impulse oil and we're going to give it 5 drops down into the cylinder, which will line the cylinder walls and the piston slide up and down through the cylinder nice and easy. I'm also going to add just a drop of oil into the cylinder wall there on the combustion chamber. And then I'm going to cycle that through just to work that oil through. We're then going to get our piston or driver blade, and we're going to use just our finger to cycle it back through the cylinder, back to its rest position, forward to the end of its stroke using our screwdriver, back and forth. We're just lubricating the walls of the cylinder. So we've got a nice smooth stroke of our tool. A few times if that's enough. So we've cycled that through nicely now. We've got a nice smooth, very low friction with our stroke. I'm just going to take the oil and put 4 little drops just around the combustion chamber rings, which is going to help the seal, help the tool maintain its compression and help the seal and help the driver blade return correctly. Now before I put the tool back together, it's important that we make sure that our driver blade piston is back at its rest position here. If we don't do that, we may well get a misfire on our first shot, or we may not get a fire at all. So we have to put that back to its rest position, and now I'm ready to reassemble the tool. Take our handle halves, stand it up nice and vertically. And I'm just going to gently feed the main housing over the top of the fan and then lock it in. Just drops nicely into place. I'm going to retighten up my 2 nose screws.
So you can see Chris is tightening up the nose screws first. It is important to do the nose screws up before you do the back 4 bolts up.
Now I just need to reassemble the back of the tool here. So I'm going to put on my cap. I'll put in my 4 cap screws.
I'd just like to ask all the end users out there with their tools if you could jump onto our new website and just register your tools, either your current tools or any new tools that you're looking to purchase. Just jump on our website, register the tools. That way we can track the servicing and maintenance of your tools through our warranty repair agents. And any new material that we have together, we can just put it directly out to the market to try and help you guys and girls out on site.
Doesn't have to be crazy tight, just a little nip up is all that's required. Thank you, Tony. Put our air filter back into the tool, very important, otherwise we're going to suck dust and all sorts of foreign matter into our fan motor there and more than likely burn it out. Reload our fuel cell, reload our battery, and lastly our fasteners. Pull the follower back, bottom of its stroke, grab our fasteners, let them drop to the front of the tool, the top of the magazine, press the button on the follower and release. The tool's now loaded, ready to fire.
Once the battery's engaged, the light on the sleeve of the tool here should be flashing green, and that indicates that the battery has got charge. If it flashes red, the battery is flat or it's nearly out of charge.